Good morning. Thanks for being here. Very excited about opportunity we have in front of us. The the season, I can't believe how fast it's gone. Here we are in the last game. So the game Tuesday night was a big win, back-to-back road wins. Hard to do in our conference. I couldn't be more proud of the football team. I made the statement after the game. All three phases continue to complement each other, and it's we find ways to win football games. Not to take you down the path of each one of them, but they've all had their own 60-minute identity, and the guys have kept believing and kept fighting. The the game Tuesday night at Ball, we all, Curtis's injury, the halftime, the football team, I couldn't be prouder of how they responded. And there was some, you could just, the locker room was down. And, but our leadership and the staff, CJ, next man up mentality, I'm just awful happy for the staff and the team. So headed on to this next one. We're at home, for the MAC East title. Winner goes to Detroit. You couldn't script it any better. I mean, you could not. And our fans deserve it to have it here, and it'll be exciting. Bowling Green's has off to having a great year. I think that Scott is. He told me last year before the game, hey, we're probably a year away. He made that statement to me, and he's done an unbelievable job with the roster. They're playing well. Defensively, it's got to be their strength. They lead the country in sacks. Their defensive coordinator, Coach Lewis, don't know him, but he's got an unbelievable DNA background in football. If you know his history, does a great job scheme wise. Did a really fabulous job against us last year. They shut us down. It's fact. They got after us in all three phases, but particularly their defense, their front seven. We struggle. We struggle against them. And he's a fine football coach. So we will be challenged. And with me saying all those things, I know you'll have questions, and I'll be happy to answer them. We'll open it up.
Coach Eric Decker with the Athens Messenger. I'll just start off. What's the update on Curtis?
Curtis is he's either sees or talks to Dr. Sergio today. They obviously saw him yesterday. He's able to put weight on it. There's no swelling, no crutches. You saw that on the sideline. Again, there's going to be is it second degree, third degree? I don't know. And at this time, but I know we're going to know more. We don't practice today. I'm for sure, today's Thursday. So Friday, all right, is when we'll get out on the field, and I'll know more by then. Curtis's spirits are good. He was at the volleyball game last night. Wouldn't surprise me if he's at the basketball game tonight. Is that tonight, right?
Yeah.
We play right. Big game to combo. It would surprise me. He'll be there tonight. So he better not be walking around too much on it. But anyway, so we'll see where it's at.
Molly Richard with the Post. Coach, how did you feel about CJ's performance in the second half on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mentioned after the game, I'm very impressed. It's next man up mentality, and we didn't really change anything from the call sheet. Maybe with the score, maybe a few more runs, and because of just what the score was, and the conditions and field position, and we're in the second half. But as far as the skill set of it, we're called the plays to win, But he managed the game very well. I didn't see any big-eyed, he's been here since January of 19. Before, and he enrolled early before COVID. Now he didn't get to go through spring practice because the pandemic, but he's been here. And so he's got thousands of reps in our offense. And so it's very comforting to be in this position with a guy that doesn't have the game experience, but knows the offense. And the team believes in him. And you saw that in the second half. Talking with him between series. We called quick game one time and they dropped 8, I think. And it's a little bit different look that we'd seen. And I had just asked him something, and he said, "Yeah, coach, we have a word for drop 8 or whatever." And he didn't. He checked it down, took care of the football, and that's what you want. And as you're facing the defense that we're going to face at Bowling Green, the turnovers are going to be huge in the game. And so back to CJ and his performance, we're on schedule with him. We're not going to do anything different. We're going to do what we do, and he'll handle it just fine. I know the team believes in him, and I know there'll be a lot of programs across the country that can't say the things I just said about their backup quarterback for sure.
Aiden Crowley with WOUB. When speaking with Kai post game, he mentioned that Curtis kind of told him they need him to step up in the second half, and they answered the bell. And it seems like as of late, this defensive unit has just found a way to answer the bell. How have they been able to just, like you mentioned, just find a way to make the big play?
Yeah, it's fun to watch them grow. We've grown as a team each week. Not just because we won 5 or 6 or whatever it is. I mean, even if we would have not won 1 or 2 of those, I'd still say we are growing. And but it's been great to see, particularly the secondary. The front seven's been pretty solid. The secondary, with all the shuffling around and things like that, it's been great to see those guys progress. I mean, Zach Sanders played his best game. It had to be his best game. He played phenomenal. He was everywhere, flying around. Alvin Floyd for back-to-back weeks now, and so you got Tariq Solid back there. He's the communicator. He's the quarterback back there. It's really awesome. I think that early in the season, offense, we had to step it up on some things, right, to help the defense. All right, and now look where we are. Look where we are right now. The defense has stepped up. It's called a team. It's pretty awesome, and our guys are excited about taking another step.
With questions at the quarterback spot, how reliable is it to have someone like CA back in the backfield where you can just ask him to be a workhorse?
Well, you saw that full display, but I thought after the first quarter, it was his show. CA, I went over to him after, I think I mentioned this maybe after the game, but I said, "Hey, CA, you already broken at least 10 or 12 tackles after the first quarter, and keep that ball put away. It's wet, and he was, on his way with Curtis in there, but to your point on the question, it's got to be comfortable for CJ. The quarterback's best friend is the running game. And whether you're, Curtis, or Tom Brady or Joe Burrow, running game helps the quarterback. It's quarterback friendly. And just like an offensive coordinator, a great defense is comforting, and so vice versa when a defensive coordinator, and scoring a lot of points, they work off each other. So hopefully CA can continue to keep getting better. And it starts up front, and we'll see how it plays out. But I know offensively we're going to be challenged with the front seven. So
you mentioned the performance of Bowling Green's defense, Coach, but on Tuesday their offense performed pretty well too. I think one of their receivers had 246 yards, and they kind of tuckered out Toledo's defense. So how do you keep that from happening to you guys?
Yeah, we'll be challenged. Scott, he calls the plays. From what I can tell. It's a really, really good package. They want a running game. They've got a really good running back. That receiver is it's like the old Dallas Cowboys. They got a solid quarterback that's got experience. They got a good running back, and they got a receiver. It's like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, and Michael Irving type. For those in the '90s, right? I'm more of a style back, Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett guy. But my point is, when you got a quarterback, a tailback, and a receiver combination, you're dangerous as an offense. And so it'll be a good chess match with Coach Nowinski and the play caller for Bowling Green. And I know they're going to try to establish a run because their quarterback I'm sorry, their running back is talented, but just the play action stuff off that makes you nervous. I see this game as a Buffalo play. The play action shots. You saw some versus with Ball State. So it'll be pretty much should be a whale of a game for the fans.
Coach, obviously there's so much going on with the game and what you guys are looking forward to, but I kind of want to ask about the news last week around the University of Virginia and what kind of that meant to you guys and the team, being its football players and so close proximity.
I opened up the call on the radio after the game with my comments, and then of course after the game with you guys. Our hearts and prayers are with the University of Virginia. We play a game. It's a game. This is not who they are. This is what they do at this time in their lives. And we as coaches, as a program, try to remind them of that. And with what the University of Virginia is going through, I don't have to be honest with you, the vocabulary to express what they're going through. I don't. I just know that we are a program that believes in prayer, and our thoughts and prayers are with them. That's really all I can speak to. I appreciate the question.
Coach, you mentioned, excuse me, you mentioned a couple of times the front seven for BG, and then obviously in the Ball State game, Rose goes down. How is he feeling? How does that kind of impact things on the offensive line that has been playing so well as of late?
Yeah, Shed it is in a boot. I'd say right now he's not been ruled out, but he's in a boot, not on crutches. So we're encouraged with that. He's able to put weight on it. I don't know if it's high ankle or low ankle. High ankles can take a couple weeks. We'll see. I know Shed's tough, and it'll be a day to day. If he was ruled out, I'd tell you. But he's right now, no. And I'm encouraged because the weight, he's able to put weight on it. And I know he's in a boot, but we'll just see how it goes. We'll have to adjust some things. But Denny came in, I think for 17 plays maybe. He finished to close the game out. Did fine, but just like CJ, or I can Austin Brawley, Adonis. We got, a lot of guys have stepped up, and that's how we're gonna proceed moving forward.
Coach, you talked a little bit about the stakes of this game. What are your emotions like, and how are you feeling going into it?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been here a long time, and I've had the opportunity to be on some really good football teams, and I've won these games. Not all of them. We got beat on the road one time to go, and I think maybe 2010. They're all special. They're all their own individual journeys. But as I look back on those times, do I take anything to this game? No. I'm just going to go one at a time, and win or lose. It's our journey, and the things that we've gotten done. No one's going to take that away from us. We all know the destination we want to get to, but we're going to enjoy this one and as a team, and they're going to be loved regardless of the outcome, and it should be. I'm just excited to have opportunity to do it at home with our fans and all the support.
Coach, another interesting aspect to me for this game, obviously, like looking back preseason, you and Bowling Green were two teams kind of picked to finish middle of the road. What does it say about A, the growth of your team, and B, just kind of the parity of the conference, and how you guys were able to survive the gauntlet? Yeah,
I really appreciate that question. I know my answers are long, and I apologize, but I'm happy for Scott. I mentioned earlier what he shared with me last year. Great guy. He's had a little health thing early in the middle of the season. And I think the texter called, just to check on him, see how he's doing. And I think he actually missed a game, I believe, the Mississippi State game maybe. But anyway, back to our situation and where we are, I was very honest and open at MAC Media Days what I thought about this football team. We were up there. The word I used was a championship run. That's my exact words. You can look it up. and that's where we are. So the expectations, I just wasn't up there saying it to be saying it. And that's what this football team believed, over believed. All right, and is what you say it's bold? I don't know if it's bold's a word. You know, I just know that that's the belief that this coaching staff's got in this team.